Chasing Tales, Episode 39, Making Waves.
Welcome back to Chasing Tales. Last week, Pink discovered she had been living with her brother for 20 years and didn't even know him. Aislinn and Thane know for certain Pink is still alive, but trapped in the void.
In starlight, Pink, Sirik, and the hunters sit around the rough wooden table. Food and drink are spread out. The hunters are storytelling. Samia sits close to Pink.
You're a falconer, right, Samia?
Birds are better than people sometimes.
Her bird Samson flies in. He lights on her gloved arm. She fastens his hood and nuzzles him a little. Sirik feeds him a chunk of meat.
So do you think I should handle things myself?
You do have a team of birds of your own. Are your birds hunters or prey? If they are hunters, and if you taught them well, they will do the hunting for you.
Pink nods, resolving to trust her team. Astral sidles up and puts a fresh pitcher on the table.
And with your enemy, you know where to make 'em look.
Astral pulls a coin from behind Pink's ear as she was watching the pitcher. Pink nods, smiling.
Good advice all around. Sirik, you know I'll have to get back in eventually.
Not in that body you won't.
This one is probably trapped.
I have a solution.
What about void use? That's how we found you in the first place.
I'll put a hold on production that requires no resources. I have a place I want to show you today, but I'll have to get us ready for transport. You alright here?
Pink nods her head. Sirik walks out, touching everyone in a soft gesture.
Eh? He's fond of you know. But you did save us, lass. We should all be fond of you, I guess. Even if you can't gut a wee rabbit.
She raises a glass to toast, and the hunters follow suit.
To Pink.
To Pink.
Pink smiles into her cup. Bayard slides in beside Pink where Sirik had just been.
Now, mademoiselle, where were we last time?
In Otto's lab, Sin sits, trying to decipher what to do with the math before him. It glows angrily on the scanner screen. Otto paces around with his bio-ID goggles on. He's trying to see who would have been in his lab without knowing.
We know the return protocol never made it. And from what I can tell, we sent something that destroyed all of those people in their hole. Why didn't Pink just come back?
Good point. If she was really dead, she'd be back in the tank because of the curse. It would have stripped her spells at most. If she can't come back, it must have something to do with how her body is coded.
So, what if the plan was to leave her stranded?
Why would someone do that?
Sin eyes Otto suspiciously.
Maybe you were ready for another boss.
Me? If anything, you would be more likely. Look at you. Trapped here, exiled, it's her fault. Her plans got you here. How do we know you didn't do it?
I'm loyal to Pink. Other than you, she's my only friend.
And you know, I would never harm her. The very idea.
Otto points out of the lab. Sin leaves in a huff. Otto resumes scanning. He sighs frustrated. The whir of the goggles stops and he slides them off and rubs his eyes.
What if I'm in the wrong range? The machine was right when I checked it yesterday morning. At some point, someone came in here and corrected it. It would have taken little time. I was gone from the lab for perhaps 3 hours. It would take longer than that to decode it. Who even has that level of...
He pulls the recordings of the lab's cameras. He suddenly has an idea. He adjusts the dial to sense soul band frequencies. Suddenly, the blue outline of a person begins to focus. More tweaking. Angel wings. There's a clang as he knocks something off the table in his haste to get Sin. In the club, Jack hustles through paperwork. He thinks how lucky it would be if a cube fell into his lap. He looks at the dots on the ceiling tiles, waiting for something to happen. There was suddenly a noise of a scuffle in the front room. He rushes out to see what it is. Alan, the bartender, had tackled a drink and dash at the front door.
Hey, what's going on?
This fella thought he could drink for free.
Jack pulls the man onto his feet.
Say, what's the deal here, Mac? We're trying to run a business. What's troubling ya?
He recognizes him and leads him into the office. Jack deposits the man into the chair opposite his and closes the door. He drops the act.
Cornelius, what do you want? Why are you here?
I got some news on the wind you were looking for something. One of these, maybe.
He holds up a tiny cube in his grubby hands.
You heard correctly.
Jack reaches out for it, but Brandish snatches it back.
No cube until you pay.
Fine, well, what do you want?
End me.
If I kill you, that makes me responsible for your job.
You can go a lot of places, my friend.
Jack desperately needs that cube, but could he pay so high a price?
I'll think about it.
You know what to do.
Brandish stumbles out of the bar, leaving a handful of coins. He stumbles out the door and disappears. Jack knows they needed Brandish alive.
What to do? The opener can go anywhere but the curse. Could I really bind myself to such a job right now? But there are so many doors I want to open for Pink.
In the library of the villa, Aislinn and Thane sit talking. Thane leans towards Aislinn.
Look here, right? We knew the curse would bring her back if she were dead. When I got back to the office, Rat said her hourglass glitched out. Just about the time we were in the park. Maybe when we heard her voice.
So what's next? How can we bring her back?
But now, even if we can, should we? It might not be safe for her. How much do we know about the Syndicate?
Only what they tell you in training. That it's always been this way.
Did you know the persons we call God aren't the original creators of the system? That fella's been missing for 2 centuries.
Where's this new god from?
No idea. He just came and everything changed. This godhood created orders for a very specific purpose.
Why?
For the oldest of reasons, Aislinn. To enslave those who could do something to stop him. We were kidnapped from our domains. The Order heads were stripped outright of all but those abilities they needed for his purpose. Those who fought, they died.
How many people have you talked to about this?
Nobody really. It's just disgruntled coded whispers. It's tough to complain when even your thoughts are overheard.
So is a revolution brewing?
No, nothing like that. We don't want a war. We just want out.
Do you think they'll just let you go?
That's where Pink comes in, mate. I think. I wish we could talk to her.
Jack has a way. We just need another of those cubes.
I don't know what you mean, but I bet Max will know.
They poured away. Otto stands in the park waiting. He sent the message only a few moments ago. He'd hoped Gabriel would come. Suddenly, he stands in the shade of Gabriel's wings. He lands gently.
What do you need?
What did you do to my machine in the lab?
So you figured it out. How did you catch me?
Soulband.
Gabriel nods.
Yes, well, I did what I was ordered to do. Deal with the problem with the void.
You killed Pink.
No need to be so melodramatic. She's not dead, merely contained.
What if, hypothetically, she comes back? What then?
She won't be back. Her body won't allow it.
Otto nods, his suspicions confirmed.
So what if Ald could come back?
He too is contained. If you have his son, he won't try anything.
But if he did, wouldn't you be on the wrong side?
Gabriel pauses. He shrugs.
What difference does it make? I'm a slave either way.
Gabriel unfolds his wings and soars into the sky. Otto ports back to the villa. In the great library in Haven, Max and Lachesis look over the data.
Here, look at this. There are 2 images, one on top of the other. If we can separate them... There.
Lakeith stretches out the second image horizontally over the table.
This is a table as it has looked for a while. This is the overlay. The other seems to be how it actually has been. Hang on. This... What's this?
She shifts the two planes until words line up like graffiti painted across two sheets. She translates as she reads.
Set the trap and bait it. The fish will bite. Then we have her threat contained. Order will return.
If I were a gambling creature, I would say that fish is our fish.
What threat could she be? She works for them.
Perhaps she has grown out of control.
But would they really go to this length after all this time?
The problem with every gamble is you must know who has the most to lose. The case is, who has the most to lose?
They both had their suspicions. It hurt to resist the programming, but that just meant it was likely true. Someone had been keeping them from seeing the reality play out, with a fake cover. But who was it? Cyric? Or God?
The plane that's true has a disruption curve. In different frequencies, it plays the same message over.
Who is it signed by?
Cyric.
Well, he is certainly eliminated now. He and his whole system. The Void is recovering very quickly. I took a reading this morning.
Who benefited most, then?
They look at each other and become aware of Thane and Aislinn entering the building. They wait quietly for them to appear. Aislinn and Thane are a little awkward, not sure of who they could trust. Thane speaks first.
So, any good news?
It's not good news, but... Thane, we've been tricked.
It's them, innit?
Lachesis bows her head.
Well, I've got good news. The fish swims.
She then sits, suddenly woozy.
Are you sure?
She looks to Aislinn. He nods.
Excuse me.
Good news indeed.
But she can't come back. I wonder why. Her body should be... Oh no. We trapped her. The body coding won't let her back in.
We can't talk about this here. Meet me at the villa later.
I need to go. I have a meeting.
With who?
Someone with nothing left to lose.
The team has discovered the who and the why, but how can they stop them? And what of Jack and Brandish? Would Jack really pay such a high price? Stay tuned for the next exciting episode and Season 5's finale, Wash.